Hello students, this is the fifth day of our lecture and we have started the lesson that is nothing but the first lesson from 8th standard, which is called as a living world and classification of the microbes. In that I have told you living world is nothing but a living things whichever are living in the world, and classification means to classify the organisms into groups and subgroups. And microbes means very minute organism. This I have told. In my first lectures, I have also told you that Robert Harding Whittaker classified the living organisms into 5 kingdoms. Before that, many scientists have tried it, but they created 2 or 3 kingdoms. But Robert Harding Whittaker classified the living organisms into 5 kingdoms. Now, as he has classified these organisms into the 5 kingdoms, we have seen the first kingdom was Monera, second kingdom was Protista, third was a fungi, fourth was a plant, and fifth was a animal. This was the classification that we have seen. We have in detail, we have also described the characteristics of this. But whenever we see that Whittaker was one of the scientists, but his experiments has some merits and demerits. Today we are going to see the merits of the Whittaker's classification. Merits means what are the uses, or due to his classification what has helped us or how it has helped us in classification of the microorganisms. First is see, the classification system that Whittaker has adapted is totally based on the scientific foundation. Whenever he classified these organisms into the special kingdoms, he has himself conducted, or you can say he has conducted some of the experiments, and by taking the characteristics of this, he has also come to the scientific conclusion, and with that scientific conclusion, he has done the classification. This we have known. Now, whenever he was doing the classification, he has done many activities, and on that activities he has organized, or he has taken the organisms and he has seen it under the microscope, and obtaining the some of the characteristics of these organisms, he came to conclusion, and after that he has done the classification. The next one, prokaryotes are placed. Whenever we see the Whittaker's classification, he has told that the organisms are classified into prokaryotes, or you can say eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are the organisms which do not contain distinct nucleus in their cell, and eukaryotes are the organisms which contain distinct nucleus in their cell. This was told by Whittaker, or already we know. And considering this criteria, he classified the further classification. Now, whenever we see here, prokaryotes are placed separately in a different kingdom. The prokaryotes organisms are different from other organisms, thus placing them separately. Whenever he done the classification of this organism, he placed both the prokaryotes and eukaryotes separately, because he know that prokaryotes are the organisms which do not contain the distinct nucleus in their cells, and considering their characters, they are having their different characteristics. And whenever you consider about the eukaryotes are also having the different characteristics. Due to that, he considered the prokaryotes separately, and he has separately placed these all things in a different manner. Next comes an unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Whenever you see there is a differentiation between the cells, that is nothing but the prokaryotes, or you can say the eukaryotes. The eukaryotes organisms are also different organisms which contain a distinct nucleus in their cell. But whenever you see the unicellular eukaryotic organisms are present, whenever you see the prokaryotic organisms, they are single cell, that means they are unicellular. But whenever you see the Eukaryotic organisms, they are of two types. They are nothing but unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular means single cell and multicellular means a body made up of many cells. Unicellular cell itself has a process covering, or it is having a different types of it is having a single cell and all of the processes are carried out by a single cell. But in multicellular, many of the cells come together and they work readily. Next comes the unicellular eukaryotic organisms are clubbed together in an one kingdom. That means whenever you see the unicellular organisms, eukaryotic unicellular organisms, they are clubbed into one kingdom, and that kingdom is nothing but a protista. Now we see that this has helped to solve the placement of euglena. Now all these criteria has made the euglena to be classified. Otherwise it was a problem to where to put the euglena. Euglena is a unicellular but it is a eukaryotic, and therefore it was a problem, and Whittaker himself has created and solved the problem very readily. Next comes euglena has chloroplast like plants. Euglena is having chloroplast. That means it is one of the green pigment which is present in its body, but as an animal it has a flagella, and thus there was a conflict about such species during previous classification system. It was placed in protozoa previously. Whenever you see about the euglena, it was first placed in a protozoa, but whenever you see the characteristics of the euglena, you find that it has the characteristics both of plants and also the animals, because like plants it has the chloroplast, it is autotrophic, it prepares its own food, but like animal it is having a flagella. Therefore it was put into protozoa, but this criteria was solved by Robert Harding Whittaker. Next comes fungi. Fungi are nothing but the saprophytic, and hence they are placed separately in the unique kingdom. Whenever you see about the fungi is nothing but a Baker's yeast, candida, mushrooms, all are the examples of the fungi. Whenever you see this fungi kingdom, it is separately, all of the fungi are placed in this kingdom because it is identified by its own characteristics. Next comes, according to the 5 kingdoms, classification, the cell structure, organization of cell, mode of nutrition is one of the important criteria which was considered by Robert Harding Whittaker. So these are the merits of Robert Harding Whittaker's classification. Demerits of Whittaker's classification. As the classification of Whittaker is having the merits, it is also having the demerits. Some of the organisms belonging to Monera and Protista having ability to perform the photosynthesis. That means the organisms which are included in kingdom Monera or Protista, they are having the ability of performing the photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is a process in which the carbon dioxide and water together undergoes reaction in presence of sunlight and chloroplast, and a glucose is formed. That is nothing but a photosynthesis process. Thus, they show mode of nutrition as heterotrophic. As you consider both of this kingdom, they are performing photosynthesis. Therefore, we consider them or we include them into the autotrophs, because we know that autotrophs are the organisms which do their nutrition by their own, or you can say which synthesize their food by their own, and that process is nothing but a photosynthesis process. Similarly, some monerans have cell wall, some protistas also have cell wall. This becomes confusing during the placement. But whenever you see the placement of the another kingdoms, that is nothing but the monerans. Monerans are having the cell wall. Then, but they are not having a distinct nucleus. And protistas, they are included in the eukaryotes, but they are having a cell wall but having a nucleus. This becomes a very confusing whenever we are placing them. In kingdom Protista, organisms show varied characters. In spite of this, they are placed together. Whenever you see the kingdom Protista, all the organisms whichever are included in this kingdom, they show the different characteristics. But even though all of them they are included in the kingdom, that is nothing but the Protista. The kingdoms Plantae, Animalia and Fungi, the organisms having primitive characters that were initially examples during evolution are not included. Whenever you see the kingdoms like Plantae or Animalia or Fungi, the organisms are having some of the primitive characters. Even though they were having the primitive characters, they were considered as the initial examples of the kingdoms, but during the evolution they were not included. Next comes example, that is nothing but in kingdom Animalia, amoeba is not included, though it is said to be unicellular animal. We know that amoeba is a unicellular, it is an animal, but even though it is not included in kingdom Animalia, this creates the confusion. Similarly, if algae are unicellular, we know that if algae are unicellular, they are placed in kingdom Protista. But if they are multicellular, they are placed in Plantae. Whenever you consider them, they should be, again there is a confusion that if they are unicellular, they should be placed into the Protista, and if they are multicellular, they should be placed into the Plantae. This is considered about the example, that is algae. In reality, unicellular and multicellular algae both show much similarities. Whenever you see, there is a much similarity between the unicellular and multicellular algae. But due to Whittaker's classification system, these are placed away from each other. But Whittaker himself has placed these kingdoms, or you can say these organisms, away from each other. Species of algae such as cholera or Chlamydomonas are not included into the kingdom Protista. That means here the species of algae, there are some species of the algae such as the chlorella, or you can say Chlamydomonas. These are not included into the kingdom Protista. Next comes viruses are not included in any of the kingdom by the Whittaker. Whenever you consider virus which is very small than the bacteria and which is not either considered as a living or non-living, but here virus is not included into any of the kingdom by the Whittaker. Their classification has become a point of a debate among the biologists. This has created one of the confusion to where to place this virus.